Lincoln 30 to dispatch. Yeah, that's a wild goose chase over here at Nakatomi Plaza. Everything here's okay. Over. Let it snow, let it snow, let it... Damn, God, everything is Welcome to the party, pal!
I'm not ready to make night. Hello, everybody. I unmuted right away that time. Welcome back. Welcome back to the box office. It's me, Nora Ames, the host here at Raging Buddha. Guys, and gals, and everyone, look what I have in my hot little hand. This isn't just a stack of paper, guys. Let me do it right here. This is the transcripts. I printed them. That's right. I have them printed straight from Florida. Hey-o. Okay, so this is the transcript from December 5th, the day that Aaron Smith Levin was released. Okay, so we have a few things to go over. I want to address a few things. Actually, maybe not. We're going to leave everything else aside for right now because we have so much to go over, guys. It's not even funny. It is not even funny. What are we talking about? Who am I? What's going on? If you're new here, I'm Nora Ames. I'm a survivor of Scientology, and I bring truth. And our current topic of discussion that has been the topic for many moons now is Mr. Aaron Smith Levin, who is currently facing 2 charges for Aaron, listen, because I know you're listening, honey. Misdemeanor, not Ms. Ms is spelled M-S, right? Like MS period, like Ms. Ames, but I'm Mrs. Ames. See how the S just flows off, okay? It is misdemeanor, not Ms. Demeanor, okay? 2 battery charges. 2 misdemeanor battery charges. Okay, we'll just and these transcripts, y'all, hot off the press. Not on the public facing website yet. So you guys are getting an exclusive first look at these transcripts. We are going to put them into the public record here, and then I'm sure that the website will catch up. But yeah, we paid for these. Okay. So thank you guys for, doing that. Yes, I did see that, Shawini, about Alex. That's wonderful. So welcome in, everybody. Please remember, the only rule in the live chat here is don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. So we're going to do 2 things here. We're going to go over this record. But first, before we go over this record, we are absolutely going to go over what Aaron said had happened, okay? Because sometimes that is not the same thing what Aaron says and what happened, okay? So let's go over that first. So on the day he's released, the day that these transcripts come from, Aaron ran home with his suit on and everything. Actually he did change because he was in his little orange jumpsuit. Okay. And let's go to the video here. So this one was titled, and it is from December 5th. I'm anticipating Aaron, taking this down because that's what he likes to do. Private his information. I already have this downloaded, but it's fine. These are the words that he said after being let out. Okay, here we go.
In full pardon, no restitution.
David Gentile.
No required, no probation.
Mm-hmm.
I spent more days in jail for low-level misdemeanors I have not been convicted of than David Gentile spent for taking defrauding investors out of tens to hundreds of millions of dollars and sentenced to 7 years in prison.
I just want everyone to note how angry Aaron Smith Levin is that he did jail time for violating the conditions of his parole, which is the judge's prerogative and is a consequence of your actions. But what he's really jealous and upset about is that an active Scientologist who ran a Ponzi scheme, who's like the third or fourth, 20th Scientologist to do that, I don't know. That just seems to be like the trend. That man got a pardon from President Trump, and Aaron Smith Levin has not been afforded that same courtesy. Does he think that he is as important as David Gentile or Gentile, however you pronounce that? Aaron, here's the deal though. You haven't donated millions of dollars to Trump's PACs and bought his Trump meme and done all those things. So of course not. Of course you're not getting a pardon. Why would you get a pardon? You haven't pledged your allegiance to MAGA publicly. You have to do that. So yeah, here we go. He's very mad.
I did more days in jail than David Gentile did in prison.
But did you do as many as Nelson Mandela, who you wanted Jenna to compare you to? Did you do that? No. Did you do as many days in jail as Martin Luther King Jr., who you also told Jenna to compare you to? Absolutely not. You did not. I mean, come on, man. 22 days, and you're like, please talk to the people at Rikers Island that are still waiting for a trial for a misdemeanor years later, okay?
Whoever finds out what Donald Trump's connection is to David Gentile, if it runs any deeper than Trish Duggan, please let me know so I can do a video about it.
Yeah, I got to make some money off this David Gentile shit.
Some of you might have already let me know, and I haven't checked my emails yet. But absolutely incredible.
Oops. Oh, and Aaron's live. What is he talking about? L. Ron Hubbard's death. That's not what I wanted to do, though.
In prison. Whoever finds out what Donald Trump's connection is to David Gentile, if those are words, but his actions show he understands your order, he understands the rules.
Okay.
Yesterday. And after 2 weeks ago, the judge, it's something he had authorized a little while. And so I want to make sure the judge made it clear today that I spent more days in jail.
We're going to speed him up here
for low-level misdemeanors I have not been convicted of than David Gentile spent for taking defrauding investors out of tens to hundreds of millions of dollars and sentenced to 7 years in prison. I did more days in jail than David Gentile did in prison.
Sure.
Whoever finds out what Donald Trump's connection is to David Gentile, if it runs any deeper than Trish Duggan, please let me know so I can do a video about it. Some of you might have already, but absolutely incredible.
Here we go.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to be doing a funny little disclaimer. It's funny in my mind, at least. Because the judge made it clear today that her main concern in all of this has not been Scientology protesting. It has been perceived violations of her original restraining order or order of protection.
Perceived violations. I want you guys to absolutely understand Aaron's words here. Perceived violations.
Between me and John Tyler Gaffney. And so I want to.
That's another violation right there. Immediately upon release from jail, talking about him in his full name at the 15:28 minute mark. Like literally, he's a couple hours out of jail, guys. 15 minutes into his video. Violation.
I want to make sure. What's interesting, guys, is that somehow the prosecutor has succeeded in convincing the judge that there has been repeated violations of the restraining order that she had authorized a little while back. And
you mean like the one you just did right there?
What's interesting is that every time the judge gives an example of something she believes was a violation of the restraining order. It's something that occurred prior to the restraining order being issued.
No.
Now that I'm already out of jail and I'm not on a GPS monitor, you guys, that was a big victory today. My lawyers were very confident that I was going to get out today. They were also very confident that I was going to be put on a GPS monitor.
Okay. So this is, just listen to the narrative here, guys.
An ankle bracelet. Because 2 weeks ago, the judge said I was going to let him out on his own recognizance and a GPS monitor, but I'm not going to.
That's not what she said. And we went over those transcripts in full. But again, notice how he's crafting this narrative against the judge, trying to make it look like she's in Scientology's pocket. She just doesn't like him, not his repeated violations and continued bad behavior, even while in jail.
So she had already indicated an intent to put me on a GPS monitor. So, my lawyers, who, by the way, are doing a fantastic job and working amazingly together, my lawyers were very confident I was getting on a GPS today. And after she made my lawyers beg and plead and argue for.
There was no begging or plead. Guys, 27 pages. We're going to go over it.
Why I should be able to get out of jail today. I was scared shitless, you guys. She was giving every indication in my mind that I was going back to jail.
Yeah, I'm going to do a separate stream on that. Before I got my hands on these, I'm going to do a whole stream on that, Amy. I'm not letting that go. We're going to get into that.
And she made my lawyers work their little butts off today, arguing and begging and pleading. Not begging. You guys know what I mean.
You know what I mean.
And I think at one point, one of the lawyers was like, Your Honor, here's what it really comes down to. My client, he understands the rules. Even if you don't like the titles of his videos, even if he's bombastic, even if he's hyperbolic, that's rhetoric. That's rhetoric. Those are words. But his actions show he understands your order. He understands the rules, and he is prepared to abide by them. And she goes,
his actions show that. Let's see what he says the judge said.
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we? We're going to find out because I'm going to let him out. And I was like, oh my God, dear Jesus. I was like, come on. She's as dramatic as I am. And then, because we're going to let him out, right? And then the state attorney jumped in and was like, Your Honor, I'm not a fan.
That's not how she talks.
Of the state attorney, so that's exactly what I'm going to imitate her. Your Honor, we would like to increase the order of protection from 500 feet to
That's not
1,000 feet. And the judge was like, nah.
That's not what she said either.
Almost like that. The judge had like a total, sort of personality shift, for like the last 3 minutes of the hearing, right? She was like, nah, I'm not doing that. And then the prosecutor was like, Your Honor, are we going to put the defendant on a GPS monitor? And she's like, no, we're not doing that either.
That's not how the judge talks.
Because we're not going to come back here and have an argument about whether he was 497 feet away from the building or 501 feet away from the building. And she goes, because I'm sure Scientology is already measuring it to the foot anyway. And then she said to me.
She said that, yeah, anyway.
She goes, this isn't some rinky-dink outfit you're going up against, Mr. Smith-Levin. You need to be careful and know what you're doing. They have cameras everywhere, as you know, and they're watching your every move. As you can see, every time you come in here, they've got some new video of you from one of their cameras. So you really need to be careful and know what you're doing. I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And she said, it was funny. Her whole personality changed for like the last 3 to 4 minutes of the thing. It was very funny. I heard the gallery start to laugh.
Yeah, because she's a good person. Not how you characterized her during the first 2 hearings. But now that she let you out, she's your bestie. This is the stuff that I'm talking about when I'm trying to like get everyone to understand. I feel like I have a weird voice thing going on right now, but maybe it's just me. That that is, this is how a narcissist operates, right? They weave a narrative to suit their own ends, okay? And when something is beneficial to them, it's a positive. When something tells the truth about them or impacts them negatively, it's like Caesar, they're just like, yes, no, right? Like constantly.
Well, one of the things the deputies do not want you to do is to turn around and look at the gallery. I made that mistake the first time, and I thought they were about to tase me, bro. So I literally didn't see a single face in the gallery until I turned around to leave the courtroom out the side door, because you still have to go back to jail. And I saw Erica's face.
Also, we found out from the Reddit post of the person in there that this is a lie, that he stared right at Jenna and not at Erica.
Literally the only face I could even focus on, I saw Erica's face. So I don't know if Erica's watching or she's downtown streaming right now. But I saw you, Erica. And I totally lost my train of thought. What was I even saying? I don't know. We're talking about the no contact order. The no contact order. So, one of the, really, she said, listen, she just drove it home. She's like, and listen, I want to be crystal clear with you, Mr. Smith-Levin. Because if you violate this, we're going to be back here. You're going to go to jail. She's like, you are responsible for your channel. Okay.
Yes.
You are not to come within 500 feet of, she might have said both defendants. There's this weird gray area of like what exactly is in writing and what the judge seems to say or maybe accidentally say, and then what she's going to remember she said or what she meant to say. And that's why I really have to be a lot more careful.
Yes.
I only have a restraining order against Tyler John Gaffney.
Again, another one.
I guess his legal name is John Tyler Gaffney.
Okay, that's 3.
Anyway, I only have a restraining order against the alleged victim in the first charge. I do not have a restraining order against the alleged victim, which is Andrew Shape, otherwise known as Norman Andrew Shape. I do not have a restraining order against nothing restraining me from Andrew. But the judge seems to want me to at least act as if I do, and that's fine with me.
Because normal human beings, okay, just people who grew up only in the real world, if you catch a charge for battery against somebody, a normal human would avoid that other person until that shit is squashed. Because not avoiding them looks like you're going to do it again, or that you don't think anything has consequences, or that, you don't give a shit. A normal person would not do that. You shouldn't have to have a restraining order to keep you from harming other people.
So anyway, I'm not to come within 500 feet of the alleged victim. And that means, or any building he's likely possibly to be working in. That's a piece of cake, guys. Scientology has its sort of, kind of its key, obvious, active properties in Clearwater. And I see one thing here I'm going to star for later. That's no problem. Staying 500 feet away from one or both of the alleged victims, not a problem. She said, you are also not to attempt to communicate with one or both. See, legally it's one, but we might interpret her intentions to be both. Do not attempt to communicate with one or both alleged victims. And the third part, do not attempt or induce others to communicate on your behalf with one or both of the alleged victims. Mm-hmm. That's not a problem either. I have never violated any of the above 3 points.
No, actually, okay, so he's simplifying it. The protection order, which I will bring up here, please hold. I didn't have that up and ready, but I will pull that up. Let me just search. Do. Let me see here. Okay. Let me take this off the screen here and share the proper document. So I do have the document. It is the edited one. Everyone calm your tits. Okay. Here, this is the no contact order that Aaron is so cavalierly referencing and not saying correctly. Okay. The defendant must refrain from any that's in bold, any contact of any type with John Gaffney, further reference to as victim, except through pretrial discovery pursuant to the Florida rules. Okay. An order of no contact precludes communicating orally or in any written form, either in person, telephonically, electronically, including texting, posting, Facebook, or Twitter, or in any other manner, either directly or indirectly through a third person with the victim. Okay? All of these, he's just concentrating on like, don't be 500 feet from them. Yeah, don't. And he thinks that means like he can't talk to them in person. It's any form of communication. Any. Any. He's already done it 3 times in this video. I mean, it's like he doesn't. I know he's done key to life. I know he's cleared those small common words. Like, come on. Come on. Good gravy.
Ever. Now that I'm out, it actually doesn't matter that the judge seems to think I have already in the past violated her order in some way. Now that I'm out, the past is the past.
And you just did it 3 times in this one video. So that's awesome.
It's irrelevant. There's no reason for me to go back or ask my lawyers to try to get the judge to understand, no, judge, I really didn't ever violate the order. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that from now on, I continue not to violate the order. And that's why I'm going to make a habit of, in the beginning of all of my videos, reading a letter from my lawyer. And it's not really a letter from my lawyer. It's just going to be some shit that I read that I say is a letter from my lawyer.
This man can't even get out of his own way.
But it's basically going to be like, nothing in this video should ever be interpreted to be an invitation or a request or an encouragement.
Well, Chewini, that's up for debate. Because addressing him via the internet by his full ass name, right? And after the order of protection, making a video with his name in it and showing his picture, identifying him as a security guard, that's definitely trying to form some form of communication with him. All of this is communication. This is I'm communicating with you right now. I mean, I'm directly communicating with you, Chewini, because I'm addressing you. But all of this is a communication. You can't be like, well, I just said his name like 17 times in one video.
Two, communicate with either of the alleged victims or to communicate on my behalf with either of the alleged victims.
So this is his interpretation. Oh, it's a lot.
There's another little gray area here. I am the only one that's not allowed to go
areas
within 500 feet of John Tyler Gaffney.
It says very specifically, no indirectly via a third person. That means that fucking cardboard cutout of you is an indirect third person communication. Give me a break.
But the state attorney seems to want the judge.
Everybody, please hold for 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm still here. Sorry. My mom just FaceTimed me. And so anytime my family calls, I gotta I gotta pause everything and see what's happening. Everything's fine. My mom is fine. It's not an emergency. She just wanted to chit chat. So I told her I would be back later. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. But I never know. No, I'm not making bread. I'm not making bread. Oh, God, these screenshots. Here we go.
To believe that if I encourage other people to go within 500 feet of John Tyler Gaffney, that would be encouraging others to violate my restraining order on my behalf.
Correct.
And it's an interesting gray area because
it's not a gray area. It's not a gray area. It's very specific.
I say those words out loud, it does sound like that would be getting people to harass John Tyler.
Yeah, maybe some of the things are just clicking.
Gaffney. And I would, and so that's why I've never done that. But here's where it gets a gray area. I am allowed to encourage people to go and protest downtown.
Oh my God. Yes, you're allowed to encourage people to go stand on a very specific corner and draw with chalk nasty grams to people they've never met to most of whom have never been in Scientology. They don't even know what they're talking about. But yes, Aaron, you are allowed to organize the world's dumbest pizza party every Friday. And if those people want to hold their pizza donut party on that corner while screaming and being mean to Scientologists, sure, we'll call that a protest. Sure, Jan. Awesome. Look at all the people running away from Scientology because Aaron Smith Levin has, fucking pizza and donuts on the corner. Watch him try to take credit for Amir leaving. It's because of our protests that we have every week. It broke open the barriers across the ocean and reached Amir in Scotland, and he felt the universe shift and became brave enough to leave Scientology. No, dumbass. Has nothing to do with you.
Town outside of the superpower building, outside of the flag building. I am allowed to encourage, and I will continue to encourage as many people as possible to go and protest outside the Fort Harrison Hotel in the superpower building. The state attorney will try to interpret that as me encouraging other people to go and harass John Tyler Gaffney.
I love how he's trying to state their case. All they have to do is go and watch the videos and watch people mention his name and watch people be like, hey, I wonder if he's looking at the cardboard cutout of Aaron. Like, okay. So this is enough of this for right now. I can't keep looking at that. It's just, ugh. All right. I'm going to pull up the transcripts. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for these transcripts? I don't know if you're ready for this jelly. Okay, but we're going to put these over here. All right. Here we go. So this is state of Florida. Guys, notice what it says here. State of Florida, not Church of Scientology. State of Florida versus Aaron Smith Levin. Okay. This is the motion. Okay. That was heard on December 5th. All right, here we go. So those are the lawyers. Calm down. Their addresses are public. All right, proceedings. Here we go. The judge says, all right, let's go ahead and address Mr. Smith Levin. Get him brought out, please. Mr. Perman, yes. The judge, this is defendant's renewed motion to set bond. Mr. Perman, it is, Your Honor. Miss Me, that's the state attorneys. And Your Honor, before we begin the hearing, can we also reemphasize the fact that there is to be no recordings, audio or video, made at any time? Mr. Perman says, I also may have emphasized that very strongly in the hallway with everybody. So coming from you is different, but yes, Your Honor. The judge says, I saw them all stream out with you. Mr. Perman, yes. The judge says, all right, this is the deal. If you guys have any phones, anything like that, get them out of your hands. Put them in a pocket. Put it in a purse. The only way in this courthouse that you can record other than the official recording, which is what this is, the transcript, that we have is if you have gotten permission from court administration. If you have not gotten permission from court administration to record anything, then I'm going to take your phone. If I find out you've recorded anything, do we all understand that? Some rando in the courthouse. Yes, Your Honor. The judge says both sides, because I don't know where one ends and the other begins. All right. I've got Aaron Smith Levin and I've got defendant's renewed motion to set bond. Mr. Perman. Yes, Your Honor. This is the case that I'm assigned to, Your Honor. Obviously, additional counsel has been brought on, which is wonderful news, I think, for all of us. At the end of the day, we are hoping, Your Honor, will now reconsider. We understand that the last hearing date, that information was presented that caused Your Honor concern, that there was not a de-escalation, but a continued or ongoing stance or approach to what was occurring that caused Your Honor concerns. Where we're at with this, the state was kind enough this morning to give me information that they're going to use to argue to maintain, have my client continue remaining in custody. The basis being essentially conversations, jail, alleged. Oh, did I miss a page? Oh, I'm missing a page. I'm missing a page. Goes from 4 to 6. I will get the missing page. Please hold. For now, we'll continue. We'll go back to page 5. I'm assuming it's going to say jail conversations, but now I have to figure out where is page 5. So a whole bunch of stuff about everything that happened from Mr. Brumman. Alleged touching on one of the Scientology employees as well. Those are the main focuses. So while my client is in these recorded calls doing what he believes is in the best interest of his organization, as well as himself by maintaining what they do, as your honor's fully aware and has commented, this is my client's passion, but also what he does is part of his ability to receive income. And so he has to maintain these channels in that capacity. There's nothing that's been said in any of these situations that's illegal or calling for violence or damage of anyone or anything. He's not violated your honor's contact order from the date it was entered in. He's doing everything that he can to legally continue to protest and maintain the organization he's had for over 3 years. First of all, if we're talking about SPTV, it's not an organization. And so he's lying to his lawyers, or his lawyers are misrepresenting the facts. SPTV is not a company. It is not an LLC. It is not an organization. The SPTV Foundation, as we all know, was formed in 2024. They are not the same thing, but it is a huge misrepresentation to the judge and future jury that this organization is a thing. Okay, because it's not. It's just not. You can't, anyway, you can't say that. This organization has helped over 50 people receive housing and food when they leave Scientology. So remember the thing from the Reddit that this got Osa's ears perked up? Receive housing and food. Does that mean a hotel room and some fucking checkers? What does that mean? And they don't have any assets, and funding for that organization also comes through these donations and what he's doing online. I also call bullshit, 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 bullshit. He has done approximately 2 fundraisers in 2 years for the SPTV Foundation via his channel. Everything else is for his own profit. It is not for the foundation. Now, does him running his channel and bringing awareness, can that like adjacently bring some income to the SPTV Foundation? That is debatable. Okay. But he has literally 1 video up on the SPTV Foundation YouTube and has done 2 fundraisers in 2 years for the SPTV Foundation. This is a complete mischaracterization to the judge and to the state's attorney about what he's doing with his income. Also, helping over 50 people receive housing and food. What the fuck does that mean? Got him a hotel room? Bought him a couple meals? Gave him a, prepaid credit card for Costco? What? So our objective, and again, Your Honor, I've talked to my client at length. We are now in a position where I have no concerns. He understands the dynamic. What I've explained to him, what I've explained to everybody who's here in support of him, is criminal defense cases are usually relatively straightforward in that we want to get the best outcome or beat the case. But when there's agendas on multiple sides, it makes it more difficult. My client will continue to protest. and do as he sees fits within the confines of the law. The judge is butting in here. I'm not taking away what he can. No, you're not, Your Honor. Do I think I've made myself loud and clear? Yes. He has every right to protest. He has every right to say whatever he wants to say. See, Aaron's trying to make it look like the judge is taking away his First Amendment right. The judge couldn't be more clear. The judge couldn't be more clear. Hi, Yadira. That nothing in any of her orders was taking away his First Amendment right to protest ever. Ever, ever. Okay? Mr. Perlman says, right. What he doesn't have a right to do is stick his phone into somebody's face and also commit any type of unlawful act, and he doesn't have a right to violate my no contact order. How many times has she said this exact sentence? How many times has she made it abundantly clear that you cannot go up to somebody and do this? Okay? And you cannot commit unlawful acts. And what did he do the second week protesting, guys? The second motherfucking week he was protesting, he ran up to Mateo and did this. But he thinks nothing's going to happen. He thinks he's just skating along until February 3rd, where a jury is going to look at the mountain of evidence and montage of videos from his channel and go like, oh, that's fine. That's fine. It's like he doesn't listen, okay? He can say anything he wants to say. That's America. That's freedom of speech. God bless America. That's why I'm here. But I do draw the line when he's trying to skirt my order of no contact. It does draw the line when I have a concern about him escalating the situation. And because I don't want this to happen, is somebody injured or hurt? And you know, the downside of all this thing with Mr. Smith-Levin is that the moment somebody smacks that phone out of his or any of his friends' hands, they'll be the first one yelling and screaming, call the police, call the police. Somebody hit me. They violated my rights, yada, yada, yada. Just like when he stuck his foot in that door and when they were closing the door, he's yelling and screaming, oh, you hit me. You hit my foot. You hit my foot. Well, you put your foot there to open the door. Guys, it's like the judge predicted what was going to happen the first week he went out protesting. Remember when the old guy snatched his phone out of his face? And he's like, that's assault. I'm going to call the police. And he did. It's like the judge was like, I don't want to fucking see that shit because you're putting it in people's faces. This is what he doesn't want you to hear. This right here. So, you know, that's the concern I have. All right. And so let me hear from the state and I'll figure out where we're going to go from here. Miss Me says, yes, Your Honor. And this is Morgan Me for the record. I just want to start out by addressing something that was brought up last time, this defendant, when we addressed the motion to set bond, and that was specifically the YouTube video titled, This Means War, We Are Doubling Down. At that time, it was argued that the defendant had no control over his YouTube channel and that this was just something one of his friends or family had posted. However, just a couple of days after the last hearing, specifically on the 24th of November, the defendant in a YouTube video where he was calling from jail admitted to having control of the YouTube video title, saying he was the one who said to do that. Who said to do that title. So any argument from the defendant saying that he does not have control over his channel is false. I also want to go through a few of the jail calls. As Mr. Perlman mentioned, there are a plethora of them. In fact, ASA Lechner sat through and listened to several of them, however, was not even able to make a dent in them. But those of note include from the 21st of November, after the motion hearing, he repeatedly stated that Judge Hessinger is making prejudicial statements towards the defendant. He said verbatim, I need people to keep making videos like fucking crazy. Excuse my language. That's a direct quote. I don't care what they are. Encourages people to go to the Scientology building, stating, continuing to encourage people to go there and protest because this is not a violation. He goes on to specifically refer to Your Honor and states, I'm glad everyone was there to hear the attitude, the false statement, and the degradation. She doesn't understand the difference between a video title and the content. ASA Lechner watched this video on his own time, and it is clearly stated they are doubling down, and silencing the defendant will only embolden what they are doing. So again, re-emphasizing the fact that we are concerned about this escalating behavior, encouraging further action. Then, the next day, guys, on the 22nd of November, a direct quote from a jail call is, it is better if we put this on Scientology and not on the SAO or the judge, at least not until I get out of here. What? What? These are not lawyer calls, guys. These are calls Aaron's having between Jenna, Cheryl, Natalie, Rabbit, fucking Clearwater George, whoever he was talking to for 6 hours a day on donated money. We also received a packet similar to the last hearing, detailing the contents of the YouTube video dated 12/2, in which the defendant again did a phone interview from jail, and instead of being manipulated, as the defense says multiple times throughout this video and jail calls, ASA Lechner watched both that video and another live interview, and here are the quotes of note from the 11/24 video. It is specifically or repeatedly said that Assistant State Attorney Morgan Mee is a brand new lawyer and has no idea what she's doing, that Scientology is playing her like a fiddle, and she cannot even understand that there are two victims who are not even allowed to use the internet. The defendant also states, it is hard to recognize security guards when they wear masks, which further emphasizes the concern that posting a video that says this means war can be taken by followers to get close to security guards and find out those identifications. And then finally, on the December 2nd video, he reiterated the slander of Assistant State Attorney Morgan Mee, also stated the judge isn't a fan of people like me, and that there has not been a single violation of the restraining order. So overall, it's the state's opinion this defendant has not grasped anything that has happened thus far and will continue to incite others to participate in his endeavors. And Your Honor, quite frankly, I don't think anything has changed since we've started this conversation. The court, all right, let me hear, Mr. Perman. I think the response to this, Your Honor, is my client, where some of this gets taken out of context. He doesn't have to agree or like the orders of the court. He does have to respect that. The court, she says, I agree 100%. Right. And the issue that we have in some of these, my client, every one of his YouTubes begins with, this means war. It's a clip that they use. It's part of his branding, but the content isn't there for violence or escalation of that part other than to go and protest. Again, his stance on Scientology is just that. And Your Honor, as you've said exactly, I have no desire to stop him from legally doing what he's allowed to do by Constitution. But there's nothing here other than him being unhappy with the circumstances and situation. I have a hunch there's a lot of people that will walk out of here and feel a certain way on any given day. It's not a personal issue at this point. It's about whether somebody who has never been in trouble before and is going through this process understands what Your Honor wants to see done. And I believe he does. Also, we discussed this last time, have the psychological evaluation and counseling ready to go. That I want my client to do it for his own interest and his own needs and things. And I think it would be bad for him as well. The court is where we're at. Your Honor had indicated potentially a GPS monitor was something you were considering last time. I don't know where you stand at this point, but I think these things are relevant for somebody who is now sitting in jail. He's not a fan of that circumstance, but he knows why he's here and he knows what he cannot do. And it's Your Honor's discretion. Obviously, we will leave it in your hands. And then Jerry chimes in. If I may add a little, Your Honor, you're certainly. Okay. I had to get up to speed very quickly on this. I've spent a lot of time along with Lee, with Mr. Smith-Levin. He understands what the court's ruling has been, the contact. The judge says apparently not, because he's sitting there telling his people that I don't understand it. So Mr. Perlman says, well, I think as content on the, hold on, Lee, come on. The judge says, I can't quite figure out why does Mr. Smith-Levin, never mind. So Jerry says, what we're getting into, and I understand what the court's saying is, but what I think we're getting into, is he's using his First Amendment speech. She says, that's fine. I'm all about that. Jerry says, which is fine. I agree with the court. However, we have what is alleged two victims in this case, and excuse me, in each case, what has done with regards to violating anything with them or the 500-foot rule. Nothing. He's got a YouTube channel. I'm not a social media geek. I don't do that stuff. But everybody out there is doing it these days. Everybody's doing it. We're all streaking in the quad. Oh, sorry. It's a source of income for him, and it's a source of information. So he's utilizing that. But at the end of the day, we're holding a man in custody on two cases. What has he done to violate the court's order? The judge starts, and he interrupts. I'm sorry. Well, there was definitely a video of him shoving his phone in the face of the first alleged victim in the first case. There's video right on that. He allegedly didn't know it was the same person, but he did it. So that's what got him in the first place. What kept him in was the second case. Yes. Where, he went back and stuck his foot in the door of Scientology when he was supposed to not have any contact where the place of employment is the alleged victim, and was walking right by Scientology. He happens to see the door get open. He did an about face, sticks his foot in the door, and starts pulling out his video to make more video content. So yes, he has been in direct violation of the no contact order. This has nothing to do with his freedom of speech. That had nothing to do with his standing on the street corner protesting. I don't care about that. He can do that. He can say what he wants about me. I've been doing this for over 20 years. You think that bothers me? But he has, in fact, violated the no contact order. And so that's what I'm trying to get through to this man's head. And, it does boggle my mind that he would be so naive enough to, I already told him, he should know that his phone conversations are getting monitored. He knows it because every time he picked up the phone, they tell him. So he's really doing it because he's trying to get content, and it's all good. Great content to stir up the masses on the anti-Scientology, which is fine. But he's actually making a buck off of being in jail. So the sympathy of that is, it's beyond me, because he's doing interviews, he's making a buck. He's saying derogatory things against the state and the judge. People love that. That's fine. He can say that. That's freedom of speech. Absolutely freedom of speech. But the part that you're saying that he didn't violate the no contact order, he very well did. And that's why he's sitting in jail. Because I wouldn't have put him in jail. Despite what he says to stir up his masses, is that I know the difference between freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and violating the no contact order. Hang on one second, guys. Just kidding. Now I'm back. Sorry, guys. All right. So Jerry chimes in here. I would have a concern, and I have no concern if he's released. And I'll tell you why. Now, you have to understand, Jerry's like this slick, kind of short, squat Greek guy with the slick back hair, all right? He's been doing this for a long time, and just recently it's come to light. You know, he's been arrested. This is somebody who's never been in jail before. That's why I don't, and the judge chimes in, and he's escalating. That's why I don't have a concern. He gets the message. What he may be saying, you know, on his YouTube via phone through jail is one thing, but when I'm talking to him, and when Lee's talking to him, it's a whole other scenario because he's a malignant narcissist. It's called manipulation. You're a fucking lawyer. Like, you have never had a manipulative client before. You don't know what a malignant narcissist looks like. Are we going to do like Aaron's Andrew Dice Clay? And this is a whole like hickory dickory duck, right? It's just a character. Come on. He gets what the court is saying, and I point blank, you know, without sharing what we've discussed, I've told him what kind of a judge you are. You're tough, but good judge. And he understands that. But again, except for what he's saying right after he gets released, and he understands that. But again, you know, we need to distinguish. He's saying stuff people may get upset versus reality. The judge says, I get it. I've heard exactly what Miss Me said. Okay. And I know everything that he said he's allowed to say. Kind of dumb. He's sitting there doing it in jail calls, but you know, that's his decision because he has a legal right to say it. I don't have a problem. I don't take a personal offense to that. And then Lee Perlman comes back online here. Just about, I think Your Honor's concern was he's saying, I don't understand the difference. I don't think you take it as an attack, but you're concerned about him grasping what you're trying to do. That conversation was focused on the content. The "this means war" again was a catchphrase for almost every single YouTube beginning. That saying the title versus the content was no way threatening or calling to violence kind of scenario. That's what he's frustrated by. I think he's frustrated with me for not knowing the difference between the two that day, if you recall. And I think, you know, his stance is I understand the distinctions. I understand what I cannot do. And then she says, well, we're going to find out because I'm going to let him out. But Mr. Smith-Levin, I know the difference between your First Amendment right to freedom of speech. You can say all you want about me. It's not going to bother me. People have said a heck of a lot worse than you have. Aaron says, I understand, ma'am. It should be your honor. The judge says, and you can say anything you want about the state, all right? Because you know what? They are prosecutors. And you have every right to say anything you want about anybody, okay? You're just not allowed to yell fire in a building, all right? That will get you arrested. And you can protest all you want, but you are not to have any contact with the two alleged victims in these two cases, which means you cannot come within 500 feet of them, their cars, their houses, their place of employment. So while you are protesting, you are to stay 500 feet away from any building that they are employed in. And I know I came up before about the fact that they work at several different buildings. It is what it is. That's what their job is. That's what they do. You are to stay 500 feet from them. Miss Me, Your Honor. The judge says, protest all you want. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to ask, because the state had an anticipation that this would be the direction you would head. The state would request at this time, if Your Honor would be so inclined, to increase the distance to 1,000 feet because there's already been a 500-foot order that was violated. So the state would be requesting upon his release that there would be 1,000 feet with a GPS. The judge says, I'm going to keep it 500 feet. If he goes in and sticks his phone in somebody else's face, like he did 2 weeks after release, again, or he violates that 500 feet, then he's going to be right back in front of me, okay? Why this was not brought up at the last hearing, I don't know. And understand this, Mr. Smith-Levin, you're not dealing with a podunk organization. So have no doubt that they're going to pay attention to your 500 feet. And as you've already seen, they apparently got video everywhere. Yes, ma'am. All right. So you need to understand that, okay? Because they've been in here armed with pretty clear video every time I've had a court hearing in here. So you need to be absolutely clear on that. Do you understand? I do, ma'am. And I'm in no way telling you that you can't say anything you want as long as it doesn't violate the law, and your attorneys will let you know what you can and cannot say. But one of them is that yell fire in a crowded building. And you can protest all you want as long as you're not causing damage or you're not causing injury to anyone, and as long as you are following the law. But you have 2 criminal charges against you, and you have a no contact order, and you are to follow that no contact order. I'm making myself loud and clear to you. Totally understood, ma'am. Miss Me says, Your Honor, do you intend to outfit this defendant with a GPS monitor? No, I'm not, because quite frankly, I don't want to sit here and have to deal with whether pretrial services has to measure 500 feet from every Scientology building in downtown Clearwater. See, it wasn't what Aaron says. Okay. It was extra work for pretrial services. So I have no doubt that Scientology is doing that themselves. They'll provide you with whatever they need to provide you with. So why should we add an additional cost of the GPS monitor? Okay. Understood, Your Honor. Because they would have to create a geofence 500 feet around every Scientology building. What I don't want is somebody injured or hurt on either side of this. All right? Yes, Your Honor. So this is America. You can make a buck all you want to make a buck as long as it's legal. Got it? Aaron says, thank you. All right. So I'm going to grant the motion. I think I'm going to release on supervised ROR. We have a little bit more control of what's going on at that point. Do I have to reiterate the no contact again, or do you absolutely understand that? And understand this too, all right? You are in control of that program, whatever it is that you guys have on your social media. And I'm with Mr. Theophilos. I don't have any social media in my life, and my life is great, all right? Nobody else's issues bother me except for when they're in my courtroom. So this is the deal. Part of that no contact order is that you are to not personally have any contact with them. You are not to have any contact with them via social media. And you are not to have any third parties reach out to them. So you can say anything you want to say about them, but if you tell somebody to have some type of contact with them, that is going to be in violation of that no contact order. So you're understanding the distinction between the two. I totally understand. Say all you want, yeah. But you get on that video or whatever channel you've got there, YouTube, and are sitting there telling people to do things with them, you're in violation. I understand. You be careful about what you say. Do you understand that? I do. All right. Your Honor, on the new allegation, the arraignment's not been set. Could we get waive arraignment? Or I guess have them arraigned today, whatever you'd like to do procedurally. Would you like, it's not on my calendar, so I don't take care of anything that's not on my calendar. Absolutely, that's true. That's true. I don't know when the arraignment date is set. There is none. Okay. It was filed October 23rd, just sitting out there. Do you know why the arraignment's not been set? All right. Would you like a case number, Your Honor? No, not yet. Well, I can get it actually here. Okay, let me do this, and then we will just let you do that and set a pretrial at the same time for this case. Yes, Your Honor. Well, we've had a lot here, but we had a pretrial, okay? Yes, and we'll go ahead and do that. I believe that's because of the revocations. They probably clerically changed the dynamic. Yeah, just got held up. Okay, so this case, Madam Clerk, I'm granting the renewed motion to set bond. He's going to be released on supervised ROR. I don't have an order. I told Tracy not to bug you guys for one because I don't know where I was going today. Mr. Perlman, I was scared. I wasn't going to. You were scared? Jinx anything? Yeah. So that's what I told her. I'm like, you know what? He doesn't know where I'm going. So, and I didn't know where I was going. So just go ahead and do an order that grants the second motion to set bond, defendants on supervised ROR, and the defendant is to follow the no contact order. This court clearly set forth in the court, as well as the 500 feet away from any place. Yeah. He should have gotten a no contact order. I did, ma'am. Okay. So yes, you have all that, Madam Clerk. Yes. Okay. So get that order to Tracy today. This is case 69, correct? So, Madam Clerk, I'm going to hit that button here, right? Nothing has been set. Is there a waiver of speedy trial? We can waive speedy, yes. Okay, let's waive speedy trial. Arraignment's been waived. Remember how Aaron kept saying over and over, I haven't even been arraigned. This is all when they did that. It all got done here in front of his face. And we'll set this case also for pretrial conference. Do I have pretrial pending on this case? I believe it's set for 12/18. Okay, do we really need a pretrial since we spent so much time together already? No. Do you have discovery? Yeah, I believe have what we need out of the original case. Okay. Madam Clerk, I'm jumping all over the place, so I want to keep you with me. Yes. We're going to set that off, take that off the pretrial conference for December 18th, and we'll set that pretrial for either January 6th, 13th, or 15th. The 15th okay for you? We'll make it work. January 15th, Your Honor. All right, pretrial conference. That's the one I went to. And now there's going to be the other case. All right. There's a waiver of speedy trial. Waive arraignment is set for pretrial conference on the 15th. Okay, hold on. I'm going to see. All right. So it doesn't only looks like Jerry has notice of appearance on that case, correct? So, of course, you don't have the discovery because you just put the notice in. So state will be getting that to you. From the bond status on the new case, we would like to make it that supervised ROR. I don't know if there's bond on that. It was a non-arrest case, right? So there's no bond on it. It says you're released. Okay. He's got nothing on it, so you don't need me to do anything on that. All right. So, Mr. Smith-Levin, you have two very good attorneys. You couldn't have asked for any better in regards to what you've retained. So we just got to go from there. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. And that's the end of the transcript. All of that stuff at the end was just, a business. So we can see the judge reiterated many, many times in this transcript, many times that, I'm just seeing if I have page 5 here. I don't think I do. Nope, it goes right to 6. Damn it, Janet. But we get the gist. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Yeah. So as you can see, what Aaron had said had happened is not what had happened. And what did he do week 2, guys? What did Aaron Smith-Levin do the second week he was out of jail? Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up, guys, because I'm pretty sure she was very specific about don't put your phone in anybody else's face. She said anybody else's face, not the victim's faces, anybody else's face. Let's pull it up. Let's go back. So I'm back. It's time to go to work. We're going to go over this one on another day. This is the first protest. Oh, what happened in that one? The second thing the judge predicted, the old guy smacking the phone out of the face. Okay. Then, this is some other bullshit.
Not moving at all for about 25 seconds.
Oh, no, that's the third week. Yeah, he keeps this one up. Oh, no, here it is.
Hard supporters really kind of vying for.
Oh, he came back? Other than there's conducting myself differently, but there's also feeling differently. And I think one of the things that happens with me is when I'm interacting with Scientologists, my adrenaline's pumping pretty hard. Like, I know I seem like I'm, well, I might sound like I'm cool, calm, and collected sometimes, but
I have it sped up. I want to put it at normal speed so you can just hear how unhinged he is just at normal speed. Hang on.
my adrenaline's pumping pretty fast.
You're into this.
I mean, every time I come down to flag, I'm a little nervous. You know what I mean?
Is that flag security?
Oh my God, is that actually flag security? Oh, he's trying to get the Scientologist to stop talking. Get out of here, Mateo.
Now he's across the street.
Go tell Mateo to get out of here.
He tells the random guy he's talking to.
Mateo, you're such a creep.
He zooms in.
You're such a stalker. Get out of here. You know what? I don't have to stay away from Mateo. I've only got to stay away from the other two.
So he jumps up. I'm just going to reread. This is from page 7. The court says, what he doesn't have a right to do is stick his phone into somebody's face and also commit any type of unlawful act. He doesn't have a right to, what he doesn't have a right to do is stick his phone into somebody's face, Yeah. And what does he do? Running.
What the hell are you doing here harassing protesters?
Look how close he is in the visor.
Get the hell
Look at Mateo's visor, and you can see exactly how close he is and how close his camera is.
out of here.
See, he zoomed out because he was zoomed in.
Get the hell out of here. Stop harassing protesters.
There he is, right there. Right there in the visor. Ran up to him.
Get lost. This isn't Scientology property. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. You don't control anyone.
Look how close he's getting to Mateo. Would anyone else say that he is putting his phone in Mateo's face right now? Do we all think that Mateo's body cam footage is going to reflect exactly that?
Anyone that's here, get the fuck out of.
Look at him. Look how close his phone is. Right there. I'm going to switch it so you guys can see. I'm just going to put Mateo up here. Actually, we're just going to do this and we're going to do this. Can you guys see how close Aaron is right there?
Out of here. Get out of here. Stop harassing protesters. Stop harassing protesters. Stop harassing protesters. Go back to Scientology property. Get out.
Mateo hasn't said one word to any protester. He hasn't actually said an audible word out loud. He's just there on a street corner, which is a public street. He's a human being that exists in Clearwater. He's allowed to be on the public street.
Out of here. Get out of here. Stop harassing protesters. You don't work here. Get out of here. Get out of here. You don't work here. Get lost. Get lost.
Adios, amigo.
So he got off his bike. Only Aaron Smith-Levin, who doesn't know how bikes operate, thinks that when someone kicks their leg over the seat, they are leaving on the bike as a vehicle.
You can leave too. I can leave too. Go ahead if you want.
Now he's running back across the street. He's got 4 seconds. He's going to turn around. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, he came back?
And red light. Jaywalking.
Stop harassing protesters and ex-Scientologists. Get the fuck out of here.
Now he got even closer. And now Mateo's body cam fully got that.
Stop harassing us. Stop harassing us. This is none of your business.
Look how close he is. Like Mateo's helmet almost touches his phone.
Stop harassing us, Mateo. Get out of here.
Aaron, does he want?
Also, there's multiple. He's got a camera on his bike. He's got a body cam.
Does he want Scientologists to stop talking to people?
Why do you keep approaching anti-Scientology protesters, Mateo?
Mateo's like indicating Aaron's breath is bad.
What are you doing? What are you doing here? Why are you harassing us? Get out of here.
Do you want the Scientologists to stop talking to people?
Stop harassing the protesters, Mateo.
See, now there's one logical protester who's like, do you want them to stop talking to us? Who's actually trying to, like have a conversation with Mateo. But Aaron is screaming so loud and being in his face that he can't even conduct like a regular conversation.
Stop her. You have no business here. Go back to a Scientology property. Why are you here? Why are you wearing sunglasses right now either? What are you doing? Get lost, Mateo. Get lost. Don't harass the protesters. You have no business here. What are you doing here? Are you here to intimidate the protesters?
See, other people are trying to get him to get his shit together.
He's approaching him because he's scared of being harassed.
No, ma'am. No. Aaron is harassing. Aaron is the only person doing any harassing. No one is harassing except for Aaron.
We are over here because
See, and now the kids are like, what the fuck is with this guy? Why is he so crazy? And the old lady is like, he's tired of being harassed. Ma'am, you do not know what you're talking about. You are literally in a cult with a cult leader, okay, who is leading you down a very dark path. You need to escape. I don't know what that lady's name is. Here's the lady that thinks she knows me. Whatever, Jen or whatever the fuck this bitch's name is. Jesus. Now Aaron's muted because he doesn't want us to hear that the kids don't want to, go with Mateo or listen to him.
Well, no, I saw Mateo. I guess.
What is your business here?
He's
What
gotta
is
go
your
right back
business
up to
here?
him.
Why are you harassing ex-Scientologists and protesters? What is your business here? Are you here to monitor the protesters? Mateo, what is your business here?
Why doesn't he offer to help him? He's off property. Tell him, bro, my car's right here. You want to go somewhere? You want to escape? I got you. You can even keep the bike, bro. I don't care. We'll put it in my Tesla. Let's go. No offer of help. No offer of nothing.
Why are you here, Mateo? Why are you here? What is your business here? We're nowhere near the flag land base. Get away from us. Get away from us. Why are you here? What is your business here, Mateo?
Look how he goes right back up to his
What
face.
is your business here? What is your business here, Mateo?
It's the third time now Mateo's asked him back up. Thank you, Katie. Exactly. When Katie Porter's whiteboard says, when I was a Sea Org member, fake Space Navy, of course, this is the last kind of thing that would have ever made me leave. This scares the shit out of them. Yeah. No one's leaving. No one is leaving when people are acting like this. 0 people.
No, you stand back. We're protesting here. You know why we're here. We're here at the same location every week, every time. What is your business here?
Okay, so we have been doing this now, guys, for 16. We're already 10 minutes of Aaron harassing him, okay? Now, I want to go to the other part of the transcript here.
What is your business here, Mateo?
You guys
Why are
got
you
that.
here? Are you harassing us? Why are you here?
Okay, this is like 10, it's 10 plus minutes. He keeps going. And then I think Mateo and them finally leave.
And why are these Scientologists here talking to the protesters? You know they're not allowed to. You want us to ask them to leave? Do you want me to ask them to leave? Sure, go ahead.
Excuse me, can I go by here?
Now, for whatever reason, this person in the tree thing is like, no, I'm going to take up the sidewalk, even though Mateo's being totally polite and says, can I walk by here? Now, technically, Mateo, you got a bike. You could be in the bike lane. But also, this person's just being kind of a bitch. See, every time he moves, she's moving. That's impeding someone's forward motion. That can be characterized as holding someone hostage. Don't do that. When you are protesting, do not stand in someone's way and not allow them to move freely wherever they want. That is against the law. Oh, and then Aaron takes it down. Oh, Aaron. Aaron, we just went over the transcript and the video that shows that. Okay. We're going to play this game with Aaron now where he's going to private. I already have it downloaded. Where he's going to private things because he thinks that's mature. Okay, we're going to play the can Aaron private it fast enough game for us to show, you know, the crimes. Okay. So, yeah.
30 as long as my battery can last that long.
And here we go.
Let's see. Scientologist or not a Scientologist?
Scientologist or not a Scientologist?
Yep, Scientologist. Totally.
This is the week before.
What do you think of the sign over there? Pretty impressive, huh? Pedal my hate?
Why don't you go pedal your hate?
Well, I'll tell you what. I probably
Aaron
do more to help
zooms out,
Scientologists
and what
than
is
you
he
do because
doing?
I actually help
He's
people who are
walking
escaping
right
from
up this
Scientology.
guy, right in
I
his
help
face,
people who
and boom.
You can't steal my phone, sir. That is battery. That is battery. I'm
He says,
calling
not
the
gonna
police
steal
right
it.
now.
I'm calling
Give me
the
my
police
phone. That
right
is
now.
robbery. That is robbery and battery.
Robbery and battery.
No.
What did the judge say on the very next page of the transcript? What I don't want to have happen is somebody injured or hurt. And, you know, the downside of all of this thing with Mr. Smith-Levin is that the moment somebody smacks that phone out of his or any of his friends' hands, they'll be the first ones yelling and screaming, call the police, somebody hit me. They violated my rights, yada, yada, yada. What does Aaron say right after this?
Oh, you're calling the police. I'm a live streaming on YouTube and you just battered me live on YouTube. Get ready, sir. You're going to get arrested. Going to the Fort Harrison. They're going in there.
Yeah. Wait.
I need someone to call 911 if you can.
I need someone to call 911 if you can. Yeah, it's like the judge said, exactly, don't do those two motherfucking things, Aaron. And what did you do? What did you do? Exactly those two fucking things. It's like, what? Guys, this is why we use the transcripts, okay? Because the judge in the transcripts was very specific. She was very specific. She said, don't put your phone in people's face. Anybody's face. If you get slapped out, I know what's going to happen. You're violating my rights, yada, yada, yada. And he did exactly those things. He did exactly those things. Like literally, those two things. Yeah, Stephanie, exactly. This is why I'm highlighting this, okay? How much do I think that Scientology will use this as propaganda to keep members in? 100%. 100%. They will be shown footage of Aaron Smith-Levin on a loop. This is what will happen to you if you leave. This is what you'll turn into. Like he is the Scientological chupacabra. Okay? I don't know, honestly, after reading this, because it took me this long to get it, because I requested this in person when I was in Florida. It took until today for it to be ready. Okay? It's like, this is why he's hiding all this stuff. Wait, he's going to keep that on private until the fucking stream? Until the jury trial, I'm sorry? Aaron, are you going to keep that video on private until, February 3rd? It's okay. I have a copy. I will happily send that to the prosecution. I'll send them the full thing and I'll edit them for them so that they can have it in court. Just the clip of you fully running. I'll even include the judge's words and then fucking show you doing exactly what the judge said not to do. You are so dumb. It's literally your words and actions. It's not my desire for you to do those words or actions. Those are your words and actions. And the judge said, don't fucking do that. But you don't listen. You don't listen to women. You definitely don't listen to this judge. You don't listen to nobody. This is on you, bro. This is not on me. Okay? Now, I want to go over a couple other things here. Number one, your prayers have been answered for everybody who made specific requests. Once again, the Mod Mafia merch, the proceeds are going to the mods. It's through the month of February. Through the month of February, we are at January 28th, and happy anniversary to me and my wife. Yes, I did 2 different tank tops for the people in Australia that are having summer. We've got socks. Oh, is that a zip hoodie that's embroidered? It is. We've got the other hoodies. We've got a V-neck t-shirt. Okay, you guys asked for stuff. I made it. Okay? Get your Mod Mafia merch. All of the profits are going to the Mod Mafia. I love my mods. And I know you guys love them too. But we're doing that. Couple other things I want to touch on before I go, because I don't want this to be 25 hours. Also, my asthma has been really bad. For all of you think that I smoke cigarettes or something else, I've never smoked a day in my life. Yeah, my dad died with a cigarette in his hand at the age of 45. So that kind of put me off those. Yeah. Okay, so a couple days ago, Aaron did a couple videos here that I want to address. Let's pull this up here. So this one here from 6 days ago, and not this interview, but during this here, not Amir's interview. There's another one. Where's the other? Is it a video or is it a live? No, it was a live. This one here. Okay. In these 2 videos, Aaron Smith Levin quotes and uses information and claims that it is his, to the point where his audience
crashing down
is convinced. And I'm just going to show you the comments here. Where's all the comments? Do I have to go to the bottom? Yes. Okay. Things like this is talk about confirming things. Where's the protest? He had to take it down. Oops, accidentally set it back to private. Oopsie poopsie. No, it wasn't an oopsie poopsie. Doesn't want anybody to see his stuff. Talking about, maybe it's not this one, the comments, but The Journey did a post. Let's just pull The Journey up here. How about if I spelled journey right? Okay. And where does she go? Where do they go? I cannot hit the J. Okay, there we go. So Journey made some posts here. Okay. This is from the comment section, which is why this is gross. Okay. It's important to note that Aaron is the only person doing this content. Scientology isn't reporting numbers, blah, 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 blah. First of all, Aaron stole the content from this person, okay, who's been working on it for 2 years. For 2 years. Journey's been putting this map together, been putting the information about the numbers, the people, the places, everything. Okay? And I will confirm what Journey says here, because 2 years ago, when Journey approached Aaron, we were still friends. And he was literally like, I don't know who this rando is. Why would I trust somebody who I don't know to give me accurate information? So now that he has, like a stalker, followed everybody's channels, this man does not sleep. Okay? Literally stole her data, presented it as his own, and allows that to happen, does not tag her, does not say, hey, actually, guys, I just want you to know, Journey has put in the work for 2 years. Okay. And I want to thank her for all this work. It's amazing. Let me highlight all the things she's put together. Nothing. This man is a carnival barking con artist. He is the exact same as L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard stole from everybody around him and claimed it was his bright idea. Aaron Smith Levin does the same thing. If you guys are not subbed, by the way, to Journey, which, hello, I'm subscribed. Okay. Please subscribe to her. You see all these diagrams and everything that she has put together over these years. And no, she's not a faceless channel. There she is. There's her adorable face. Okay. Go and watch the data. Okay. I do not understand how this woman only has 431 subscribers out of her 237 videos that are all straight up data. Okay. It is so important, this data that is being put together. This is the stuff that's going to take down Scientology. It is the nitty gritty that is the Jenga pieces that will make the whole tower crumble. Okay. So definitely, please go support Journey. Please subscribe, watch the videos, find out actual data. Okay. If you're a data nerd, get in there. Okay. If you want to help, go help. Now, I want to address one other thing. Guys, guess what? Still no board on the SPTV Foundation website. Let's refresh it in real time. Still no board. And still combining SPTV, that is not real, not a company, not a group, not an organization, with the foundation that's supposed to be a nonprofit. Okay? 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 I figured out why Aaron took down my other Rumble. Just like he privated that video, he doesn't want you to see this. He doesn't want you to see the video he made Sunday, December 7th, after his release. This video is now on my new Rumble. It is private. We will do an entire video, presentation, commentary, follow along. Also, accompanying it, of course, Jenna's video. We will be presenting all of this. Okay. Yeah. But that's why he took it down. Because he doesn't want you to see what he says about women. Because when people come into my comments and they're like, you should get a life that doesn't involve Aaron Smith Levin. Rawr! And you know what I say? I say one sentence. Aaron Smith Levin is a self-confessed abuser of multiple women, and you support him. Somehow they never come back to say more. It's so weird. No one has a comeback for that. No one has a comeback for that, because that's a you problem for continuing to support this abuser of multiple women. Aaron has a long stream of people, not just women, in his wake that have all been hurt or damaged, maligned, defamed, screamed at, physically and mentally abused over the years. A very long line of people in his wake. And that's why I think he's going to prison, not to jail, to prison with a capital P. Okay? To prison with a capital P. All right. We have gotten some orders in on the fourth wall. I appreciate you guys for the Mod Mafia merch. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep ordering that stuff. Now, there was some breaking news that happened earlier today. I just want to address it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, please hold. I see. Okay. So earlier today, and I just want to read the statement that was put out on Reddit. This comes to us from the OT 420 or whatever. There we go. ROT 42. OT 42. I don't know. This is some weird thing. So here we go. This is an announcement from 86 GOP. I'm just going to read it just so you guys, I'm not going to read the comments or anything. The comments, Jesus, Reddit is so mean. Fourth Wall is the website. Fourth Wall is the hosting site for my merch. It's the company that produces the merch. Okay. He says, it is with great jubilance that I announce my permanent departure from the anti-Scientology and counter-protesting communities. I am sure many in the communities will also be elated with this decision. As a new resident of the UK, I will now be focusing on UK-related causes that are dear to my heart and whose leadership is lucid, secure, and transparent. The last 2.5 years have been interesting, but my job is done. After initially funding and supporting the anti-Scientology movement, I realized that the lack of sober leadership would quickly ruin the movement. That happened even quicker than I anticipated when I left the anti-Scientology movement in 2024. However, I hoped that a viable leader might appear or step up, but that never happened. And it is my belief now that will never happen. I also attempted to turn a recalcitrant and undisciplined cast of plebes into an indolent, cannibalistic, and self-sabotaging squadron of feckless coots that could lay waste to your crippled movement. I would say that my efforts were ultimately successful. To my surprise, the various reprobates, grifters, and social pariahs turned on each other with vitriol, rancor, and pugilistic threats almost immediately. Additionally, my other goal was to divert at least $1 million in major donations away from the anti-Scientology non-private foundations. I fell short of that objective, but I've currently redirected approximately $753,000 based on a 3-year donor commitment in potential donations to the anti-Scientology foundations. One of your leaders from Clearwater disputed that number, but that is only a conservative figure. The anti-Scientology movement is dead and barely surviving on life support. A bigger concern to the movement's saboteurs should be the unlikeliness that it will ever return. In terms of my OSA, COA, I guess CIA, I don't know what the COA is, agent status, I wish I had been aligned with the Church of Scientology so that I could validate all your various accusations. Unfortunately, the OSA operative label is nothing but an apocryphal rumor disseminated by greedy and ignorant agents within your community. The sad fact is, I'm just a disrespected and betrayed former donor who once wished to fund a movement to take down Scientology. In late 2024, I created my own retribution tour, whereby my primary undertaking became the desire to create an environment where the movement would self-implode. You can decide for yourself whether I was successful in completing my mission of fomenting division and tearing the community asunder. Good day. Sincerely, 86 GOP. Okay. So I just want to address that because a lot of people were like, you're being paid. That's the only reason you're doing this. So clearly 86 GOP is gone. I'm still here. I'm still queer. Get used to it. So there you go. Read the most recent comment. 86 has been donating elsewhere. Let me go to the recent comments. New. Okay. I don't know what Agenda Free Con TV. Is that a YouTube channel? Let's see here. Oh, okay. This is, okay. Well, that's what this is. Agenda Free TV. This guy looks like the Costco guy who tells you the best deals at Costco.
How every time I try and watch the news, I feel like whatever channel I'm watching is trying to push an agenda on me. That. It's about Greg Bovino. It's still.
So you got to look up at your camera.
A second.
It's got to get better control here. And maybe with some fundings, he can help.
Bangor, Maine.
Sir.
NBC 10
there you
Boston
go. The camera.
That a
nope,
source
nope. Bring it up.
Familiar
Put it
with
all
the
up
situation
on the screen in front of you.
NBC News that a
this guy needs some help. The set is great. The tie and the shirt, fabulous. The haircut. But what are we doing? Who are we talking to? Is somebody else? Is somebody else here? Where's the audience? Where's the audience? What? Hello? Okay. Yeah. So there we go. This guy. I guess good for him. Listen, if rich people want to go give their money to this guy, I don't care. No, that's not 86. He's donating money here. And that's fine. Is fine. He's a great streamer. I don't know about that. Little princess. I got ADHD, hon.
small business jet with 8 people on
Open your
board
eyes.
crashed on takeoff.
Open them. Look at me.
Bangor.
No, honey. He's reading down. He's got like a screen or something down here, and he's reading that. Put all that shit in your eye line, hon. Do not read things down here. Do not. No. Nope. But it's fine. Good for him. I mean, guys, this guy has 854,000 subscribers. Awesome. Good for him. One day, maybe I'll get there. I don't know. My point is, guys, can we get rid of the rumors now that I'm a fucking paid OSA agent? Jesus Christ almighty. It's like, get over it. I'm here. I'm still queer, and I still don't give a fuck about the money for doing this because guess what? The truth is paramount. Okay? The truth is paramount. That's what's important. And we're telling the truth here. And as we can see from the transcripts, Aaron didn't tell the truth, and he violated exactly what the judge said not to do. Okay? So, yeah. That's where we're at. Guys, we'll be back. Today's Wednesday. We'll be back on Thursday with some more stuff to go over because we got a lot of footage to go over. I have a lot of editing to do and apparently some more emails to send to the prosecution, which, by the way, isn't against the law. As a concerned citizen, I can do that. All right. So, first of all, thank you, everybody for being here. Thank you for tuning in again today. Thank you to all of the members that were gifted. Maybe you guys continue that membership after. I don't know. But if you don't, that's okay too. It's not a cult. You don't have to. Okay. Guys, get your Mod Mafia merch. Get it while it's hot. TheRagingBuddha.com. Okay. And I guess, Shawini, go read the Reddit post and get it in there. All the profits for the month of February. This is limited time merch. After February, I'm taking this off the store. I'm going to put other things up. Okay. Get your Mod Mafia merch, guys. Get in on it. Get it while it's hot. Thank you, as always, to my Mod Mafia, my lady mods, who absolutely keep this channel rocking and rolling and keep me going. I'm sending a lot of love right now to a couple of my mods. who are doing other things today. So everybody feel good. Take care of yourself. I know my voice sounds like shit, guys. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rika. Like I said, it's not a cult, Rika. You don't have to buy a membership. I love you even if you're not a member. All right, guys. But we will be back tomorrow with some hot and spicy dish. But guys, remember, when you're in court or you're fucking in jail, all of that is recorded. It's all recorded. And as always, guys, I will see you all on the flippity dippity.
Lincoln 30 to dispatch. Yeah, that's a wild goose chase over here at Nakatomi Plaza. Everything here's okay. Over. Let it snow, let it snow, let it... Damn, goddamn it, welcome to the party, pal!
I'm not ready to make